I still like it.
I think I was given 2 bundles of tickets and I can't find them.
Okay.
So they just won't get turned in.
They just won't get turned in. If you want to get 2 more.
I want to buy 5 today. So
Okay.
can I just fill them out today and
Yeah.
give them to you? Okay. I just didn't want to have those missing and have you be like.
No problem. There was going to be a lot missing, I think. Ready? Go for it.
All rise.
Yeah. Just for the 4 buyers.
Let's see. Let's call someone in the back. Maybe Roger. Can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You know, Debbie, you're on time today, so maybe you should do the 4-way pack.
The 4-way pack in a way and interact with others. Personal accountability with courage and truth. First,
I have courage to tell the whole truth. I will be kind in the way I tell it. I will be fair and not seek selfish advantage.
Jack, can you lead us in an invocation?
We can bow our heads. Dear God, we give thanks for this beautiful day and for the guests that are with us. We ask a blessing on the Rotarians here and around the world and the projects that they're involved with. Bless this food and this meeting to our youth. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right, take a seat.
You are absolutely. Oh, it's like this.
All right, let's welcome our guests. I believe we only have guests at one table.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, Anastasia has arranged for us to be part of the D&I chapter so that we can promote membership and sponsorship of the chapter. And we have 2 visitors today from that chapter. We've got Beth, who does mortgages and stuff, and Jody Morris, who does Medicare and helps with Medicare. So some of you guys in the back.
Thank you, Tom. All right, club business and announcements. Who has an announcement? I'll go first. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., come join me to pick up crap on Gulf Road with Brian Townsend and the cast of others. The more we have, the more stuff we can pick up. It's you go to Kohl's on Gulf Road, park in the parking lot, and that's kind of in the middle of our stretch of Gulf Road from Roselle to Plum Grove Road. And usually only takes us 2 hours, 9 to 11 a.m.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You have a flyer on your table about the Fall Fest. Hopefully, all of you, and bring the family with you. At Richardson Adventure Farm, it's, if you've never been there, it's quite a place. It's not just a farm of 28 acres of corn, which they turned into a fantastic maze, which you can go through in about an hour and a half, or there's a small one that you can go through in about 10 minutes. But this is a place that has all things for any family, no matter what age it is. October 15th, it's a Saturday, from 2 to 6. I have arranged to have a campsite so that we can all meet there somewhere between 2 and 6. We have it for 4 hours. We also have wood burning, fire, so we can have s'mores. But for those of you who want to go earlier or later, once you have purchased your wristband can let you go anywhere at any time until they're closed at about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So you're not set on just being there from 2 to 6. So I've been sending around the sign up sheet again, and please sign how many people you are bringing as well. So bring the family. We'd love to see it up there, not down there. Thank you.
And I'll add, 15 years or so ago, I took a busload of kids for the youth group at St. Peter Church, and we had a campfire and did the whole thing at night. And it was a wonderful time, even though I had to supervise a whole bunch of kids.
You didn't lose any kids, did you, Brian?
Not that he knows of. So I'm supposed to be Holly. Woo! Vacation. What am I supposed to say? Drawing. Vacation drawings. Woohoo! Get selling. We got 3 weeks left. October 21st, right here at this location, we will be drawing for the winner of the vacation. So if you need more tickets, they're over there. Sign them out by just writing down what the first one that you took number there. And you can also turn them in. They're over by the badges today because there's no room up the front here. So vacation drawing. Woo! Did I say it right? Yeah, drawing. Woo! My Halloween vacation.
But looking at you, how?
Oh.
You know, I will tell you, last year, we sent the winner to Hawaii. I'm dead serious, very easy to do. And when you're marketing, when I say you can send them anywhere, you can.
All right, happy dollars. Who's happy? Pat. I kind of like the wired mic instead of the wireless mic. It seems to work better.
I have only $3 happy this week for the 3 points by which the Bears won last Sunday. I'll collect.
Anybody else happy? Linda?
I'm sad because I won't see you next week, but I'm happy because I will use my passport on a trip to Greece.
Daryl?
I'm just a happy guy.
All right, Debbie?
So I'll give $5 happy in honor of my daughter Maya. She's a senior this year. And last week at this time, I was sitting in the gym because they had the homecoming. We're not getting clean anymore. She was on the court. It's called the Royals. And lo and behold, top vote getter of her peers in higher school with Maya Schmidt. Which is so cool. This child was dressed up as a hot dog on Monday for Chicago Day, and like, Jersey Shore on Thursday, and then eating out on Friday, like, this is exciting and enjoying the senior year. I remember those pictures. She wore his crown.
Anybody else happy? Alan?
I have $10 for various reasons. One, for having a great time playing golf with Daryl and President Byron. That was fun. But I did something this past week. Chris and I went on a little road trip. We went to Nashville to meet her brother, one of her brothers, his wife, her sister, and brother-in-law. And for many of you who know me, you'd be surprised about this. We went to the Grand Ole Opry, and I loved it. It was great. Awesome. It wasn't Motown, but it was still great. I had $10.
I got $5 because we closed up north end, so I'll be seeing your lovely faces everywhere. I'm excited.
All right, Gene.
So I have two happy dollars for my daughter, of course. She was kind of asked to put together a little concert for a coffee place. Last year, and so very happy that they see her town. And then I have, excuse me, two happy dollars because I think it's one of the first times I've seen Jake happy. Even though he didn't smile, he's still happy. So they say when someone passes away that you shouldn't mourn their death, but celebrate their life. So I have two happy dollars to celebrate the life of Alan Gage's granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth.
Anybody else happy after Gene? All right, I'm $20 happy. I'm gonna let you all know that I'm going to run to be a Schaumburg Park District Commissioner. All right, the Queen of Hearts. I can do this. All right, who's feeling lucky?
Oh my gosh.
It's Nancy Redmond.
She must put it on.
Yeah.
She's really lucky.
Saw
19. Oh, you.
saw Nancy and Gail
Okay.
yesterday, and they said if either of us pops up on this thing, they want number 40.
All right. 40 it is.
All right.
40.
Woo.
Nancy keeps track. Oh, well, we're gonna be sad they picked that. It is the 6 of clubs.
6 of clubs. Seeing as lunch is not here yet, how about some fun and frolic?
Well, hello, the friendly club.
Hello.
As I said, I was away last week with my beautiful bride, and I missed some of you. So I need a couple people to collect the money we're going to collect in-house.
Roger, would you mind being a collector? And Daryl, are you fixing your shorts or are you gonna be a collector?
I got up, didn't I?
Well, we won't go there. So Gene, while I was away, whenever I miss a meeting, I read the buzz. And I was very disappointed that when I read the buzz from the last meeting, there was nothing in there about anything that you said about me. And I felt depressed and neglected. So why don't you pay $5 to help me get over my depression? You're not mentioning me at the last meeting. So Tom is our program today, and I know he's gonna say something that's gonna offend somebody in this room, so Tom, pay $5. If you have not turned in any vacation tickets today, that'll be $2, okay? Why aren't you people reaching for your wallets, huh?
We are.
Yeah, okay. So Jim, Bonnie, did you turn in money tickets today? Okay, oh, Bonnie, speaking of Bonnie, I almost forgot. You came up to the podium and although we couldn't see you, we heard you. And your comment was, good morning, Rotarians, however, it was at 12:23 p.m. So as I was trying to explain to Chrissy earlier that, afternoon is PM and it's no longer morning, you're welcome. So why don't you have Jim pay your $5 fine? Because you're not gonna pay it, he will. If you did not donate something to Wings today, because there's somebody in this room who did, I won't mention any names, but it was me. If you did not donate anything to Wings today, that'll be $2. If you are not going to help Brian Townsend, for some of our newer members, Brian Townsend is allegedly a member of our club. There is a poster in the police station of missing persons with his picture on it. But he does organize this every year. So if you're not going to join Brian tomorrow, that'll be $2. Brian Townsend. But Brian Berg will be there also. Speaking of Brian Berg, good luck on running for the board of the Park District. My only question that was raised at our table is, do they serve Captain Morgan Diet Coke at the board meetings?
No, I've been going for a year and a half. I've never seen anything, sir.
You'll change that though, won't you? Okay, so I'll give you a pass on that, but I'll give you a $2 fine for just being you. If there's so many people that I couldn't write down that many names. So while Bonnie was giving her announcement this morning, the number of people were talking. So if you were talking during Bonnie's speech this morning or announcement this morning, please, four-way test, this is the truth, please donate $2. If you were late, that'll be $2. If you were in Hawaii recently playing golf, that'll be $2. If you're going to Greece, you should talk to George Panopoulos first because he has relatives there and he can tell you where they are and to avoid that area. So that'll be $2. Congratulations on the Bears winning last week. I didn't watch the game. However, as many of you know, I'm from Detroit and we don't have a professional football team there. But I feel sorry for my brother because they lost to the Vikings in the last 30 seconds or something. So anybody who is not a Lions fan, pay $2 to help me mourn that horrible, horrible team that's won one playoff game in 53 years. So all you Bears fans moaning, oh, we haven't been in Super Bowls, fight me. Who's doing the buzz today? Bill, you only have to pay a fine if I mention your name directly. So I have to fine you because I asked Bill if he was going to go up the chain to become district governor. And his comment was, so I think our club should show him the encouragement that he should go on to be district governor. How many people here agree? Let's hear a round of applause. So, Bill, I was going to fine you $1 for everybody who applauded, but I'll just make it $5. So, our club is behind you. We haven't had district governor in a few years, and you'll be our Mike, what, the 4th? Wake up, Mike. Okay, you'll be the 5th district governor from our club, which says a lot about what our club does. And if anybody didn't contact Mike Olick when he was out ill, shame on you. We're the friendly club, so that'll be $2. If you don't have a guest at your table, that'll be $2 a person. You don't have your PIN, you're late, or you have your badge, that's $2. Everybody have a safe and happy weekend. And Brian, give me more notice so I have more things to sign people for next time. Thanks.
All right, enjoy your lunch. Bring it out.
Oh, I can. Wasn't sure if cash should go here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Salad was the. Still not, yes, I think that's one, right? Oh. 3 of us.
For you.
All those 3.
Yes. Do it up. Okay, yeah, I remember when they came.
I just asked when I got. Just say, can I have a large sale? Or like it's a great celebration.
They pay for, I know.
Hey, congratulations. Are you starting to get your
Yes, I have educated.
How many do you got?
But,
I'm excited for you. It's fun. How many do you have on your? How many? Yes. 7. I don't know. They got it set for your. Well, if we can just have bacon and And it moves you around when it's combined with like a video thing that makes you feel like, you know, like dropping, but you're not. They were fine, but I don't think
Yeah.
Problem was it was all the cars, so I really you probably sold what I know. Have to make sure that I'm in the Highlands, so you're in the first but I'm in the Highlands. And it was all built with like but a lot of people after the fact. So when they were built, I had a guy out. And like the drainage was like a horseshoe around my nose. But that, well, get a permit to build a garage. Now change drainage, and the village, well, they'll pass the building of the garage. I don't believe I'm going to for the drainage. Sure. Put in a garden or a build it up. Yeah. But all of us. Okay. That is your summer run. Very familiar. Oh, yeah. We did a year of time. That was the season of come to our backyard. Like, this is the really wonderful. They fly right through. Yes. I just thought it was a boy. And your husband said, you believe you? Something, you know?
Sorry, I didn't bring you.
I've never heard of it.
No, I noticed what the fun. Like Diet Coke. I gotta see if they have ice.
The problem is when I heard
And I'm assuming you're gonna use the full half hour. How do you feel?
I can't tell you everything. Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the class. I really appreciate it.
So our speaker today so a few months ago, I road tripped to see this guy speak. He's pretty good. I just on the other side of town. It was a long drive. So the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tom Gosche.
Oh, please. Yes.
Thank you, George, specifically. Thank you. So, a few years ago, I was asked to do this as well. So, how many of you remember when I did this a couple of years, about 4 years ago? Just a few. Okay, so, all right, there'll be a quiz later because you're going to hear it twice. But I did kind of add in some things because things have changed over the years. Some little doohickey for a couple of years happened and things like that. But yes, I am the man, the myth, the legend, or really just more accurately, I think I know that guy. He's a big guy, you know, thinks he's funny. That's him. Yeah. So just kind of going back in time to early years. How many of you know where Franklin Park is? Everybody, okay. And we got the McCulloughs lived in Franklin Park at some point, and Bonnie was a teacher at East Leiden High School. See, I remember things. So Eileen, what's that? No, that's Franklin Park. Des Plaines is the north side. It's the other side of town. That's where we thought that the rich people lived in Des Plaines, and that was until I moved to Schaumburg, and we were the poor people south of Barrington. So back then in Franklin Park, they came up with names of the schools. This is South School. Yes, it's South School. I think it's been changed to a different, like one of the muckety mucks in District 84. But that's South School. I believe that was my kindergarten year. I don't know. Then, because of the way things work, we had to go for 5th grade. We had to go to West School. So north, east, and South School went to West School, which is actually ironically right smack dab in the middle of Franklin Park. And then across the street from Hester Junior High, which is, just my alma mater. Just every so often you drive past there. It's probably about a half a mile from Gene and Jude's on Grand Avenue. So Grand and 25th, where Gene and Jude's is Grand and River. So Gene and Jude's is always a good reference point. Gene and Jude's made me what I am today. It was also the place you went after the party got busted by the cops. Meet us at Gene and Jude's. So that's what we would do. So I wasn't partying then. It took me, oh wait, forgot. I was born in the middle of Goodfellas. The right here is my grandfather, Tom Shula. Tom Shula was a peddler. He sold in on Taylor Street in Little Italy. He sold fruit and things like that as a peddler. And then once he got sort of not doing that anymore, he went and made candy. Not Brock's or any of the cool places. You know that candy that you get that you throw off to the side at Halloween? That's the one he worked at. I can never remember the name of it. That is my mom, the bride. My dad, the groom. That's my grandmother, Florence Shula. And then my aunt Marion is over there on the side. And the three young boys are her kids. And that's her husband that she divorced later on. And none of us can figure out who the lady is. So big Italian family. She probably had some kind of significance at some point. And actually, I do believe that that is my grandfather's mom. That's little Joe. So that is, so yes, right born smack dab in the middle of Goodfellas. And yeah, little Italian family on the Italian side of town. Here's something I may not have mentioned before. That young man, Thomas Shula, he is buried 10 feet from Al Capone in, I think it's Mount Carmel Cemetery in Westchester, 10 feet. So I remember this, and maybe I'm just losing my mind a little bit, but I would visit, we visited, that's what you did. You visited the graves of all the Italian relatives. And there always was a guy in a trench coat in the car somewhere. And it's just like these big bushes and everything. And then there's Al Capone. So there you go. So that is me. Yes, very good looking. People ask me, how do you have a 6'6" to 320-pound son? And I can just point to this picture. I was a big baby. And so that was, yeah, a little less than 1 year old. There's me and my cousin, because it's a big wheel. And then there's me and my next door neighbor, Chad. You just look at this and you feel like you're in the 70s, right? Look at those shirts. You got a VW Bug back there. Yeah, so that was the house in Franklin Park. So did I peak in high school? Leiden. I went to East Leiden High School. Woohoo! Go Eagles. However, there's an East Leiden and a West Leiden, and they combine together for sports, so it's Leiden. So I was a 3-sport athlete. Thank you for not laughing. I was a 3-sport athlete. All my sports were at West Leiden. So after you finish your day, you had to either get on a bus or get in somebody's car or drive over to West Leiden, which is in North Lake, and participate in sports. So football, West Leiden. Swimming, yes, swimming, West Leiden, and then track. I threw the shot put. So there's that. So just getting dressed up for the day. Yes, that is Halloween. Very legendary. That ended up in the yearbook. That was the first car. If anybody know what that is? Not a Gremlin. Not a Mazda. It's not a Chevelle, not a Chevette. It is a Plymouth Horizon or a Dodge Omni. They were one and the same. And this isn't actually the car, but I Googled, Plymouth Horizon. And what's really funny is that there's these plastic like bumpers that are supposed to be there, but they fell off almost as we were driving off the lot. So it's kind of hilarious that all those things fell off, and it was just a Google, it looked just like our car. Anyway. Hey. So now it kind of goes the other way. So the hair is this way instead of slick over to the side. But yeah, that was my cool look. See? Oh, Eagles, 1988 Leiden Eagles went 5-4 that year. So my quick football story. I don't know how my kids are good at sports at all. I was not at all. So I was the right tackle on the offensive side of the ball. And I got to my senior year, finally gonna be able to play, you know, but a junior, his name was Jim Hemiluski. And he was, as a junior, 6'4", 300 pounds. And they saw that he was gonna go, he was NFL bound. So he had to start ahead of me. However, he's a big baby and always got hurt, his elbow and his knee and everything. So there would be me in the second half. So all of my friends, because a lot of them were not on the football team, I was in the band, choir, and all that, and friends were in soccer and everything like that. You know, it'd be like this huge muddy field. And then Jim Hemiluski gets hurt. And here's me in my crisp and clean uniform right out there. The crowd goes, "Hey, Gosche is out there." Woo! He'll let up a sack. And then just, you know, but that's the best picture I ever took. That is what I teach right there. Never looked better than that. And I thought I was fat then. So I was very, in high school, I did lots of things. I was in the band. I played saxophone, tenor sax, obviously swimming. I was going to say the only guy with a shirt on, because you'll never catch me without a shirt. Anyway, so swimming, and then I did not do all three sports for 4 years. My springtime, I didn't need to impress the football coach anymore, who was also the track coach. I tried out for the musical, and it was South Pacific. And on a whim, I just went out there and I sang the loudest. You know, I can't even remember a song, but I sang the loudest and I acted the part and I did everything I could do. And I got the only lead that didn't sing. So I'm Captain Braddock, and all I got to do was yell at people pretty much the whole time, because I was in charge of everything. And it was really an interesting experience to go from being, you know, hanging out with the jocks to hanging out with the theater people. And just the first time having a lead, it made a lot of people upset, and I was oblivious. I had no idea. I found out years later, one guy hated me because that was his part. He couldn't look, he was looking around the room, you know, I don't have a good voice, so I'm gonna get that part. And then here comes me. So that was it. So off to college, I decided to go to Northern Illinois University. Woohoo, NIU. Freshman year, I stayed in the dorms. Interestingly enough, my oldest son went to NIU. He lived in the exact same dorms tower. He was 3 floors above me. And then I joined a fraternity, and the fraternity was at 916 Greenbrier. And then he joined a fraternity 3 doors down from mine, which should have been condemned when I was there, but he lived there for 3 years, lots of fun. I had a little bit of fun, not much, but a little bit. This is our Yaman mixer that we had every year. And that's how I know Mr. Myers, who we've gone to see at in Hoffman Estates. They played our dance. We brought in a boatload of sand, and we brought sand all through the first floor of the house into the dance room. And just, we had a party all day long. And then when it was over, we brought all the sand back out, and it became a sand volleyball court, which is still there today. Of course, there's grass growing out of it and stuff like that. My fraternity no longer exists, but I did graduate. I have a diploma to prove it, not just this picture. But that is my mom and dad. Quick story, this is funny, and maybe you heard this one, but anyway. So who knows Simone Biles? All right. Her original coach is Amy Borman. But I knew her when she was Amy Banghart, and she was at NIU. So I get done with my final exams on the Wednesday, graduation's on Sunday. You know, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We go to Molly's, which is the local establishment, and we're drinking, having a good time, having a great time. About 10 o'clock, someone says, hey, why don't you drink the rail at Molly's and you'll get a sweatshirt that says Molly's on it. And the rail is all of the different beers. Luckily, it wasn't anything like it is today where it's, you know, it's just probably maybe 8 different beers that included Bass and Guinness and everything. I'll do it. Did it. Got the sweatshirt. I'm wearing the sweatshirt. It's a Wednesday night. Hey, let's go to the jungle. The jungle's the dance club. You know, so we're dancing and we closed the jungle. And so the sorority was across the street. Hey, let's go party at the sorority house on a Wednesday. So I'm walking across the street and Simone Biles's coach, she wasn't then, but she, you know, decides to jump on my back playfully. Hey, Tom, jumps on my back. I had no reflex to stop myself, but I landed on my face.
Oh, no.
So the reason why I'm kind of turned a little bit is if you look real close, it is just tore up. And if you notice that my mom is not smiling, 7 years of college down the drain. Four, really 4. All right, so meeting the perfect woman. Some of you have met Mary, or at least somebody that can put up with me. So I told the story at the table a couple of weeks ago. They said, oh, you should tell the story. So this is 1994, maybe 5, I can't remember the years. Back then, if you were going to meet a group of friends at Blues Fest, you had to meet at a place. You didn't just, hey, where are you, texting, phone calling, nothing. So where do you meet a group of friends? But Buckingham Fountain when you're going to Blues Fest, right? So that's what happened. So Mary's roommate and a friend of mine-ish, they were dating. So that was the connection for my friends and her friends to meet. And so we met at Buckingham Fountain. Now, I was dating somebody else, which didn't stop me, but yeah. No, it could have been true. But she was a teacher, still is. So she took summers off and she went west with that friend that we were talking about. And by the time she came back, me and the other one were done. And I found out where she lived. And yes, so the rest is history. And so that's the Buckingham Fountain. So because of that, every other portrait, painting, picture in our house is of Buckingham Fountain, except for the wedding photography. So yeah, we would bring the kids there. I think that is 2, 4, and 6-year-olds. That is a little bit later. I think that is, let's see, freshman, junior, freshman in college. Anyway, so this is where I lived. I found these pictures. So 2604 Westbrook Drive. You know who would be great to be here is if Jeff Miller was here. He went to West Slide, so he kind of knows the area. But that is the house that I grew up in. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I was driving past it one day and decided to take a picture. And then when I graduated from college and I bought a townhome in Bensonville, and that was the townhome. Mary and I spent about 4 years there. Tommy lived there, the oldest one, and then she was pregnant with Eddie when we moved out to Schaumburg. So that became our life, the boys. So Mary's into adventure education. She teaches PE and adventure education. However, where she's at now, she's teaching civics and special education. Today was her first time she actually saw a fight right in front of her. She's at Foreman High School in Chicago. So she was a little rattled, but she's okay. It's a decent school. Every so often things happen, and happens everywhere. At least that's what I'm telling myself. And then this was just last year. So that's Eddie with his long hair, all the boys and myself. What's that shirt saying? It says Cock Power. I'll get to that in a second. We're the Peacocks. So the boys. Does anyone know the band, The Boys? No? Yeah, all right, they rock, man. But these are them. That was our vacation to Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. But just a little bit about them. Tommy's first. He's always first because he's the firstborn. I did not want to have a junior. I did not want a Tom. I hate the name Tommy. I don't want to be called Tommy. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That's all right. So we had a girl name all picked out. We were convinced this was a girl. Now I can't tell you the girl name because you never know. No, just kidding. But we ended up going with Tom Jr. If you notice, my grandfather's name is Tom. So we were basically naming it after him, but it just so happened it's my name. So that was his senior year of high school. He was a football player, wrestler. He also met his girlfriend, who is still his girlfriend today. I think that's junior prom. I remember the day where he was excited, and I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I am out of the friend zone, baby," and doesn't say stuff like that anymore. But she was just going to be friends. Oh, you're so sweet. But good-looking guy. So he ended up going to NIU, as I mentioned. He was in a fraternity. He was a Sammy, and now he is in his last year of physical therapy school. So some of you guys in the back, so he can help you guys in the next year get fit and make sure you get those hips going and everything like that. But that was his white coat ceremony, and so I'm pretty proud. I always told my mom that eventually there was going to be a Dr. Tom Gosche. I didn't say who it was, but it was going to be happening, and he will be a doctor. So then there was Eddie. Eddie signed with Upper Iowa University, and they are the Peacocks, and they're baby blue. So we always thought that he looked like Anthony Rizzo of the Chicago Cubs, now with the Yankees. But he is, as I mentioned, 6'6", 320-pound offensive lineman. He loves every moment of playing football. Hasn't been hurt. He's got some feet, the bottom of his feet hurt a little bit after a game, things like that, but so far so good. Cock power is kind of their unofficial mantra out there. It used to this be for weightlifting, their weightlifting shirts. So that's one of the homes that he lived in with the Cock Power shirt. And he did actually graduate with a bachelor's degree in May. And so now he's taken a couple of master's classes to, he feels that he could play at the next level, whether it be the NFL, the CFL, and then the NFL or something like that. And with his measurements and everything like that, it's possible. So there's a lot of things to pray for, but that would be kind of cool to spend a couple of years in the NFL, even if he doesn't see the field, if you know the league minimum salary. And then there's Sam. Sam, if you know Conan High School, football and wrestling and everything is all at one side of the school. Swimming and band and everything else is on the other side of the school. So when Sam came around, he swam, he did water polo, and band, marching band and jazz bands and things like that. So he graduated in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. So this is their graduation ceremony, drive-by through Boomer Stadium. We were lucky enough to have no roof, so he can at least wave to Julie Novak, the principal, saying, "Hey, we graduated here." It's actually Eddie in the back seat who graduated 2 years before and said, "This is way cooler than just sitting there at a stupid ceremony." So that was kind of fun. He also met his girlfriend in high school. They are still dating. She goes to Miami of Ohio. And next week, Sam has got an interview with Eli Lilly in Indianapolis. They're flying him in. They're keeping him up overnight. They're flying him back. And his thought process, he's going to be graduating in May also. 3 years, thanks to AP classes and things like that. So I think his thought process is if he's in Indianapolis, he'll be a little closer to Miami of Ohio, and then they can start the life together and get a little bit away from the nest a little bit. But he is in the NIU Jazz Band. You might notice that the saxophone is the same. We repadded it, and he uses my old saxophone And everybody thinks it's cool because it looks, worn and everybody's got the shiny one. But yeah, kind of cool. We recreated a photo from 100 years ago. That was kind of fun. We actually have one in the bathroom where they're in the bath that I'm going to try to recreate the next time they're all there. Yeah, we don't see anything, but just have them, sit there. So in 3, they won't fit. But in 3 years or 4 years, when I have to do this again, that'll be what the photo is. So figuring out what I wanted to be when I grew up, I was a DJ. I DJ'd. My first thing was a swim team, Franklin Park swim team dance or dinner. And just had my dad's old stereo, put it in the car, and just played the music that everybody liked. People seemed to like it, so I started DJing. I worked my way through college, DJing fraternity and sorority functions. Was on the radio in DeKalb and wanted to go that route, and it just didn't work out. So been entrepreneurial. I started businesses, I closed businesses, I sold businesses just over time. I owned the franchise for B&I in Northern Illinois for many years, and sold that about 10 years ago. Started my own business. I was a principal, started my own company, Gem Communications. It started out selling cell phones, but that didn't seem to work out. Oh, it was working out, but then the corporations took over my big accounts. So, and then it turned into a consulting thing. So I have been a contributing author to Masters of Sales. This is the last known copy that's out there from 2007, I think. It was a international best-selling book for 1 week, but it counts. And the chapter before mine is by some lady. What's her name? I was joking, and now all of a sudden I can't remember. Oh, Martha Stewart. Yeah. So she wrote about that. And then Bob Berg, who's a masterful referral guy, is another chapter right behind mine. I developed a branding program. I actually did the presentation here 2 years ago or something like that about personal branding. This is the workbook and the audio program. And it was old enough for it to be a cassette. For those of you who are young, that's what we used to have to listen to portably. All right. And then for about 1.5 years, I ran the business side of a professional football team, which was a lot of fun. Paid very little, almost nothing, but it was still kind of cool. So I did finally figure it out. Got time. You're not supposed to promote here, so I am not going to do that. I did put some coasters on the table. You can take some. There's some pens over there, but oh, you know what? I didn't plug in the audio. Forget it. Not even worth it. All right. So I was going to have, it was a commercial of GLM. Basically, I sell accounting services. So if you hear a business owner say something like, tonight, I'm going to pour myself a cocktail and I'm going to do my accounting, please have them talk to me or Gary and, have us take care of it. So I can get that. So you guys gave me a gift as past president. I don't know if everybody was here and saw it, but it's very cool. It looks like a guitar. It has all different, some parts of the lyrics, and I love it. It's actually on the piano downstairs. Makes for a nice thing. That is a player piano. So you've got little rolls. You open it up, and you put the rolls in there, and it plays the songs. So I was going to so I practiced this, believe it or not. I was telling Gene, I'm very, very nervous. I mean, I know I've been up here for a year running this meeting, but this terrified me. I was going to stop in the bar beforehand, but I figured you've heard me slur enough. You don't have to do it for a half hour. So when I did practice this, I didn't want this to be kind of a bragging what I've done in Rotary, but what I've had a hand in since I've been here for 6 years. The cash envelopes that we use, there's that, but then just the happy dollars and things like that. If you were here a long time ago, Glenn sat over in the corner. Glenn Shergott sat over in the corner and he counted money the whole time. Yeah, I know, it is an awe. And so Glenn decided he didn't want to do that anymore. So let's get the new guy to do it. Oh, do it, yes, sir. Oh, it's so easy. And it's hard, it's counting money, which is great. but I'm missing speakers and things like that. So finally, I just like, you know, put it all in an envelope and I'll do it later. So that kind of took off there.
Have we counted any money in the last 2 years?
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Short.
Isn't that the fun part, Glenn? When you think you finally got it, and you fill out the whole paperwork and everything, and you're $10 short, and you got to go into your pocket. And you're like, I don't want to fill out the paperwork again. Here's $10. Yep. So I helped kind of develop deeper relationships with the high schools. It worked out perfectly because my kids were there. Conant. I was really excited to hear Don tell me today that Conant is getting a little bit more involved with the toolkits. So just. Yeah, I think it was Steve Lamp that said, can you be the youth services director? And it's really easy. Everybody already does their job. Great. Okay. So for 3 months, it was easy. I had no idea what I was doing. I show up to board meetings. And then around November, they said, okay, so when do the applications for the scholarships go out? And everybody looked at me. So kind of figured out some things there. I don't have time. No, I don't. So we're on YouTube, and this is being recorded to YouTube. Every meeting is being recorded to YouTube. If you miss a meeting, you hear about a great speaker, you can go to YouTube. They are separated by dates, so you can find them. So that happened. All of the videos that you've ever seen in Rotary, whether it is at a classic, whether it was for promotion or anything, is at our YouTube page. You can get to our YouTube page very easily by going to our website, schrotary.org. And then right at the top, it says YouTube page, and you click on it and you can check out everything. So there's that. More attention to social media. You think it's hard to get them on the Instagram? You should have saw when we were trying to get them on the Facebook. So that, we started promoting on Facebook and doing regular posts on Facebook. Please like and share the posts on Facebook. They really do work. We've got a membership brochure that I had my hand in only by rearranging some things that Pat and Rosemary and who else?
Mostly Rosemary.
Mostly Rosemary put together. So they're actually printed over there, but it's a trifold brochure about membership. And then we also have a service level brochure that will be professionally printed soon, but as the yellow one that talks about the service, they say professional service membership. And then brand new, thanks to Alan, Gabe, and George, and Jean, and Bill, we've got a committee for our sponsorships, getting outside sponsors, and we've got a brochure for that. That's over here. It fits nicely in a breast pocket, and that's Alan's contribution. But we've got many different sponsorship levels. You can sponsor the club. This can be called the Rotary Club of Schaumburg Hoffman Estates, presented by Pepsi, if we can get them to give us $100,000. And that's it. I'm gonna, well, actually, I should. Why don't we go ahead and close? There's no questions because there's no time. I took too long. But after we close, I'll let you listen to something from the classic.
So here's a
Right.
Can you do that right now so everybody can see?
No, they don't need to see. They can
Oh,
hear
they
it.
absolutely.
They'll be able to hear it.
All right, next week we have, I hope it's spelled right, Raghu Sundra,
Raghu Sangar.
local organization Childhood Leukemia Warriors Foundation. All right. Pat, can you start off in the four-way test?
The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Is that fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all?
Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you picking up trash on Gulf Road tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Wow, I wish our brochures could fit that. It's not that. No, that's not that. Thank you.
This is what you should play in the band.
I can sure clear a room.
Good job, good job.
I'll go.
Jim taught at Untitled High School too,
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah.
night school.
Oh.
He was teaching.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. We had a good time with it.
My little son, he wants to be a high school teacher. A friend of mine. What? The whole thing, right? So, she said that there's potential opening, but she said this is like the third time that said she was retired.
Retire.
She decided not to. So,
Uh-huh.
that would be. That'd be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, our daughter. She's over in, very, very. Finally gets some perks as a teacher, which is hard to get. There were none back. And
Well, my wife is Chicago Public School because she was the teacher's assistant. And she was basically teaching the class. That's correct. For the job that she applied for and didn't get. And so now she's helping the person that did get it. Describe her.
yeah,
We're here, even though it's not, it's already she likes it more because she has work. She's the teacher.
make a big difference.
Yes.
Well,
You did very good, Tom. You were awesome, as always.
Thank you for letting me. That's still. Oh my God.